And also people who have ACA through an exchange will also lose their coverage through this because of how certain states, put people on, or don't quite qualify for Medicaid can get coverage. And I've been in that situation myself a number of times in the last years, in times when I wasn't working or didn't have enough work. So, and I know that most people are impacted actually by the loss of Medicaid. Either you or your parent is on Medicaid, right? Medicaid is the only thing that covers long-term home care services unless you can pay for it yourself, right? So, and that's actually what I'm a social worker. I work with people who need long-term home care services. So every one of my clients is going to and so we all need to do whatever we can, right? I want to thank Lisa for really getting us out here today.
They're going to with ACA, they're not just cutting people, they're going to raise rates tremendously for those who even can afford subsidized rates. So, yeah, Medicaid is the center of this horrifying tsunami of harm and damage that is going to ripple out. It's going to close hospitals that serve many people who don't receive benefits. So when you talk to your family and friends who aren't in the middle of this down the street from Chuck, tell them about the widespread harm, and it's all for cuts that serve no one except the ultra wealthy. And it's time for Chuck Schumer and the Democrats to truly fight, not just say fight, show it.
Right. So I want to talk about one sentence in this 1,000 pages. Thank you very much. One sentence, right? And it's probably a sentence you've never heard of, and it's awful. The rest of it. This sentence says that the Clean Water Act that was passed in 1972 and gives the states authority to make sure that their waters are drinkable, fishable, and swimmable will no longer pertain to any fossil fuel project. That the states can ask for modification, but they actually can't stop anything. That's what it says. Never mind, if we want to ram a pipeline in your backyard, good luck, we're coming. Yes, all the amazing artwork you see at the protests.
Along with all of you. We do it together. And here we are together again. How many years have we been in front of Chuck Schumer's? 8.5. 8.5 years. And today, as he's been doing recently, he was nice enough to shut down his block for us. I just spent a half hour in traffic circling the block. Thank you, Chuck. I mean, come on. Look at us. All people, patriots, standing up for what we believe in. And we are a threat to him. He thinks we're the threat. All we want him to do is fight for us. That's right. That's all we've ever been asking him to do. he told me once, he said, you guys go out there and protest. I really think it's great you're doing that. It doesn't really seem like he does. It doesn't really seem like he's here to support us. We need him to vote a Rama. Vote a Rama! Vote a Rama! Vote a Rama! Vote a Rama! Vote a Rama!
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, I want to talk about the Affordable Care Act because the Affordable Care Act is also under attack with this budget bill. That's right. In 2017, we worked to stop the Republicans from repealing the Affordable Care Act. And at gatherings like this, we heard from countless people whose lives were saved by the health insurance and the health care they were able to receive through the Affordable Care Act, including folks who are here today. So the budget is cutting Medicaid expansion, which is what enables people, working people who are making enough money that they're not eligible for Medicaid to get access to health insurance. Republicans want to take that away from people. We say no. They say cut the Affordable Care Act, and we say no. We need to stop this budget bill. We need Chuck Schumer to do everything in his power to marshal the opposition, to call on the Senate Democrats to delay and delay and delay, so that the people of this country can find out how terrible this budget bill is and can talk to their elected officials over the July recess to tell them, no, we don't want this. We deserve health care. Working people deserve health care. Thank you.
Today?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay, a little bit. So all we wanted to do is to keep, and I just read about this. I don't know all the things. Like, I look to people who really know, and Chuck should really know how he can fight for us. But if he doesn't remember, this is how. He can keep bringing votes to the floor.
Amendments.
Amendments. Thank you. Explain.
Okay, yeah. So he bring amendments to the floor. So I think the record the last was 44. So we have to be better than that.
He can keep bringing amendments to the floor. So the last record was 44. We need to do better. And why is it important?
Because it delays the bill. And the longer we delay the bill, the more time we have to tell the American people to what is in the bill, what's at stake, and then they will go back to their electeds in their communities and fight for it.
So it's actually a tactic that Trump is so good at using, and we never use it. Delay, 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 delay. 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 Woo! So what we need him to do is fight for us the way Trump fights for the billionaires. We need Schumer. Like, what's wrong, Schumer? Does that mean maybe you have some billionaires whispering in your ear? Do you think that's possible? You need to fight for us. You need to delay for us, and we need to get the word out. So all you people over there, it's not just us that need to fight. We need all of you to help us. We need to get together to make sure that this big bad bill does not pass. In this big bad bill, they're going to cut Medicaid. They're going to cut Medicare. They cut SNAP, and then they put it back, and then they cut it again. They're doing so many things to just give tax breaks to the billionaires, but they're also giving away our judiciary. So join us. Join us. It's not just us. Join 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 us. Anybody else fired up to talk? All right, let's listen to Naomi.
Okay, earlier in this disastrous second Trump administration, the streets. Hello, Chuck. We are out in the streets. Where the hell are you?
Where the hell are you? Where the hell are you? Where the hell are you? Chuck! 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 Where the hell are you? Chuck!
Bill, and the idea came up to read this bill aloud, all 1,000 pages. He said he wasn't sure what the point was. Because now let's be fair, this thing is going to pass. We gotta be realistic. Chances are it's gonna pass. But, as my boo Brad Lander said, do we look Brad? What the Democratic Party needs is fighters, not fakers. Not folders. Oh, folders. Or fakers. They both work. Oh my God, your hands are so cold. Her hands are so cold.
Or circulation.
It's Chuck, as we know, having been out here for 8.5 years, wants to do things business as usual. He is a rule follower.
This is not business as usual.
But this is not business as usual, and we need him to think outside the box for fucking once. And this is allowed. This is not breaking the rules. Vote-a-Rama is a procedural tool available to him. Reading the bill aloud is a procedural tool available to him.
They did it last time.
Yeah. And denying unanimous consent, for the love of God, is a tool available to him and all Democrats. These are not breaking any rules. These are built into the Senate, and he loves the Senate parliamentarians so much that he should do everything that he can to delay this bill. It's not about stopping its passage. We don't have that power. Maybe some Republicans say they hate it. Whatever. They're going to fall to Daddy Trump. But what we need is a show of force. We need him to act like a fighter and not just send strongly worded letters or doing strongly worded tweets. Action means taking up time, taking up space, holding the floor, holding people's attention, and doing things that are extraordinary, because these are extraordinary fucked up times.
This is not normal.
This is not normal.
This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal.
And the more that we can get it out and in oxygen, right, for everyone to see, the more that Republicans will have pressure to make changes so that it might be more acceptable, right? Nothing's going to be acceptable in what they're doing, but we might make it less harmful, right? And that's also what we're trying to do.
So I just want to build on that, because back to I was calling us back to the summer of 2017, right? We thought from the time that Trump was elected that repealing the Affordable Care Act was inevitable. Right. It was going to happen. We did our best, but it was just a matter of time. What happened, in fact, is that we made the case to the American people, and we delayed and delayed, and they spoke to their elected representatives, and on the last day, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and then, surprise, John McCain voted it down. So I just want to say, I think there's a lesson from this week for us, which is a Nelson Mandela quote that we heard from Zoran Mamdani, which is, everything seems impossible until it's done. So I just want to say that.
I love that.
Because we don't know the future. They think this is inevitable. They're trying to make it seem inevitable. We need to know that nothing is inevitable. The people have the power. 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 The people have the power.
people have the power. The 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 people have the power.
All right, so we're going to use that power right now. Everybody can put down their awesome signs and take out their awesome phones. Who does not have Schumer's number in their contacts already? So go to your contacts. First name Chuck, last name Schumer.
Has he turned his phone back on?
I've
been trying to call him. You can't even leave a voicemail.
That's true.
Rama Chuck. Vote for Rama Chuck. Vote for Rama Chuck. Woo!